Hey friends, it is Tuesday, January 24th, 2017, and I'm already back with another video, primarily to share with you some vinyl community love that I received from brother Chris Cole in Chicago, also known as John Coltrane 68. He sent me some records, but I have other stuff on my mind, so I don't know what I'll say beyond giving thanks for these records. Just fair warning, okay? Because I just am not going to be quiet about my thoughts and feelings about this nightmare of an administration we are now living under. And the nightmare has already begun for those of you who are with your eyes wide shut. This man is already trying to overhaul democracy. Let me talk about the records first, and then I'll get into that, because I'm not letting it go. Chris Cole, I met through doing these videos. A few years ago, I had work in Chicago, so I had the opportunity to meet Chris. There's a video in way back a few years ago of us at his house. There's a part of Chris that I totally relate to. I don't know him really, but he feels like a part of my extended family, okay? That's all I can say. He's an expert at digging for value, which is how, I've said it before, this is how I have amassed these records, is by becoming good at digging and finding good music for nothing, okay? And Chris Cole is a master of it. And he just proved it again by sending me these records, okay? I'll start with this one because he didn't realize I already have it. But I'm going to use this for trade because it's a rare album. Elton Dean, Keith Tippett, Chris Lawrence, Louis Maholo, they all be on this old road. Elton Dean, as you know, from Soft Machine. These other guys are great jazz musicians. I've had this album since probably 1978 or 9, shortly after it was released. And this is a collectible album. Thank you, Chris, for sending me a copy. I am going to take it to Almost Music and get a fair trade on something else rare that I don't have for this. He sent me some great records that he found for next to nothing. He always includes something from his personal collection, which is probably what this is. It will find a proper home through Almost Music, I guarantee you. But let me just go through these. Oh, I've got these mixed up a little bit. Okay. He sent me this was sealed, copy of Mike Warren and Survival Kit. Please Yourself First. 1978. Kind of a, this is jazz with a bit of fusion. Mike Warren is a guitar player who's interestingly, he's done work in other genres besides this. It might surprise you. I looked him up and he plays guitar, or plays banjo, on a Kimya Dawson album. Y'all know who Kimya Dawson is? I forget the name of her band. This is actually pretty good. What I found interesting, though, Chris, if you watch this, is this was recorded at the legendary studio Gold Star Recording in California. And yet, this had to have been done on a budget because the engineering is really quite poor. But what saves this is the performances, okay? But I found that interesting to see that it was done at Gold Star. And the recording engineer is Jerry Napier. Maybe he was learning. I don't know. But it jumped out to me right away. Kind of like that album Friends with Mark Cohen and John Abercrombie. The album is really good, but it's so poorly recorded. I was not familiar with this man, Fred Ralston, Open Stream. Once again, Chris is wise, knowing that this label, Inner City, which came out decades ago, by licensing and picking up a lot of international jazz and stuff, they put out a plethora of releases. Somewhat inconsistent, but generally speaking, Inner City, you can find these records for cheap, and most of them are at least worth one listen. This is actually quite good. Ralston is a marimba player. And I've listened to one side of this all the way through twice already. Good cover graphic to kind of let you know what the feeling of this music is. Really nice, Chris. You honor me, brother. You honor me. Now these two, fantastic, okay? Matter of fact, I say that a lot, don't I? I am a bit mystified why Ronald Shannon Jackson, as great and as good as all of his records are, they always end up in the cheap bins. It's like people aren't... I think that there is still a lot of not really listening going on with music. A lot. I think a lot of it is social fitting in, and if somebody says something, well, everybody else is going to jump to that as opposed to thinking for themselves. I'm here to tell you that Ronald Shannon Jackson, who is not with us, was a dynamic, fantastic drummer and composer. Chris gave me 2 albums. I've listened to both these already. They're both excellent. Texas by Ronald Shannon Jackson. Not just his unique drumming, but the compositions, okay? Caravan of Dreams. I think this label is associated with Ornette Coleman, possibly. Both of the Ronald Shannon Jacksons are excellent. Here's the other one. When Colors Play. Played both of these all the way through already. Thoroughly enjoyed them. This is music you can find for nothing, and it's damn good. Some of this music that people are always passing up because it didn't get the critical praise it deserved, you're passing up some wonderful listening experiences looking for El Dorado, I say. Because the gold is right there in front of you a lot of times for 99 cents like this. Fantastic music and drummer. Here's one where, Chris, you're good. You're good. You know that I don't particularly care for vocalists. That you know that I understand context and importance. He sent me an Abby Lincoln album where she's with Archie Shepp. She does a wonderful rendition of Stevie Wonder's Golden Lady on here. Now, besides Archie Shepp and the band really being solid, look at Abby. Her voice just goes straight to my heart, okay? Even though I don't listen to a lot of this music because it really is to me about mating and trying to find women. You know, and I'm dedicated to being single, okay? I could be a monk, okay? Seriously. So that's why I don't give a lot of this type of music space in my house and head, because that part is kind of dead, all right? But look at those pictures of this wonderful, sweet woman. I don't know if she's still alive, but her personality comes out in her voice. I love the sound of her voice. Thank you, Chris. These records come at a great time because I am perpetually right now pissed and angry about Trump. And even more so angry about my conservative white friends who are still making excuses for him just because they got it good. And that's the thing that I'm really seeing, and it's on my page today. Just because you got it good and can't see it from the other side, how cold and callous of you to show no empathy. Or you can't walk a mile in another man's shoes. I can see it from your side. I wish you could see it from mine. Here is one that I was ready to just say, oh, okay, well, he just sent me one because it's Jean-Luc Ponty. We've heard a whole lot of him. It's on PAUSA. But in fact, this is a very good album. Chris, you knew exactly what you were doing. This was originally on MPS, and look who's playing with him. Frickin' Wolfgang Downer, one of my favorite pianists, okay? And Niels Henning Ørsted Peterson. So, this again is a reissue on a budget label. Damned good jazz album. Really good, really good. Wolfgang Downer, if you don't know his playing, he's a pianist. You need to hear him. Here, I listened to this one once. I'll listen to it again. I liked it, though. Dan Wall with Steve Grossman, Jimmy Madison, and Mike Richman. Song for the Night. You could call... This is not smooth jazz, but it's almost new age. I don't like to use that term, but what I'm trying to say is that When did this come out? 1980. So to me, these guys were on the cutting edge of what became new age smooth jazz. This is a lovely album, and there's substance here. Substance here. The last album I'll show is the one that I'm immediately least enjoying, okay? But that's, again, my initial response. Lee Konitz, Oleo. I like Lee Konitz, and he is also someone, a white guy, who I am mystified why he is not listed amongst the greats of jazz, because he is. He is. Lee Konitz is very, very accomplished musician. I have some other Konitz records I love. This one, I probably need to get past the first track. It just really fell flat. But Lee Konitz, somebody you need to know about, okay? Been playing a whole lot of Can, thinking about the passing of Jackie Liebezeit. Oh, here's another one. I didn't get them all. This one is kind of beat because it's from the public library, but thank you for allowing me to add another Stockhausen vinyl to my Stockhausen collection. This plays really rough, but if I really want to hear this, of course there's no problem. Just go online, okay? But having the physical artifact to add to my Stockhausen collection means a lot to me. I haven't absorbed this piece yet. I started to play it. It's really crackly. I'll get to it. Let me make sure I showed everything. Chris, thank you so much. One other thing that I'll share that I've been meaning to share, and also say that I'm at a point now where I've been doing this so much, talking and sharing in public and dealing with the ebb and flow of feedback that you get from very positive to totally negative, that I just realized I'm just going to do my thing and just take what comes, because this is my life and I don't have to justify anything I say here or anything I do. I'm just sharing me, okay? Nobody's in charge of me. Feel me, people. Feel me. When you get out here in the public forum, some people who especially people who are kind of stupid and not very objective, just come here and say just the dumbest shit, not realizing how dumb they sound, If I was dumb, you'd get away with it. But I delete the shit right away. It's just stupid. I had to do it yesterday. Something else that's cool, though, and also encourages me to continue is, I know that what I'm saying is coming from life experience, not something I read, not something that someone told me. So I stand firm on what I say and my opinions. It's nice that other musicians and artists who I have long collected and admired have been joining me on Facebook and joining in the conversation. Recently, and just again today, I can count the Clearlight Man, Cyril Verdeau, as an actual friend. He's been commenting on my political posts, chiming in from the European point of view, expressing absolute alarm about the Trump administration. It means so much to me that a musician whose music I really admire and have been collecting since the 70s is now a friend. I love it. I hear from, who else do I hear? I hear from people, I can't remember them all. Jonas Bjerre, Mew has a new album. They just announced it today. I'm really excited. I love that band. But Jonas is a friend. We interact regularly on Facebook. Dagmar Krause of the Art Bears and Henry Cow, she follows me and gives me thumbs ups and likes. We haven't really talked, but I love it when I see that she has been reading my posts. Dave Anderson from the original Hawkwind and Amundul. Renata Knaup from Amundul. Many other people. I mean, everyone is important, but what I'm trying to say is this is like a bucket list thing that's happening in my life from when I was a child. And music and musical stars seemed so mystical and untouchable and remote. And now, the veil of the veil is gone, and we're all just people. and through technology we can have this contact. I love it. I love having direct contact with musicians and artists who have made life interesting for me. So I love it that Cyril Verdeaux of Clearlight is really speaking up and not taking any shit, because I have some conservative friends still who I haven't unfriended because I love them, but they really say some really boneheaded, ignorant, what is the word I'm searching for? It's like they have their comments are selfish and unenlightened. It's like, can't you get outside of your box and see that some of us don't have it like you do? That's why you can I mean, it's like there is really nothing defensible about Trump as president. This is a travesty. That man's got to go. He is unfit to be our leader.